Welcome back to the Healthy Business Podcast. I'm Ty King from American Business Engine, and with me today, as always,
Jessica Dolliver with KM Collaborative.
How are you?
I am good. I'm good.
The usual how are yous?
Yeah, it's been a weird day today.
Has it?
Things have just been, the timing of everything's been weird.
It's only 9:20.
Well, it's normally 8:20.
No, okay. That's true. Yeah, that's time it is. Yes. Part of that's my fault. I got caught up in a networking meeting this morning.
Happens.
Impromptu type of thing. Yeah. So it does happen.
Mm-hmm. And I had breakfast, which is really unusual for me.
I know, that was weird. I came in
know.
and you had food in front of you
Yeah.
eating.
I normally don't eat before noon, so that was a treat.
Yeah. Well, great. How are things been going?
Good.
Good?
Busy.
Yes.
Good. Yeah.
It's like the past 3 times we've had episodes, they've all been interviews. So it was me, you, then the payroll company.
Mm-hmm. TPC.
Yep, TPC. So we really haven't had like a catch up on like how are things going, business wise. What are some of the changes that are going on, that type of thing. So I thought maybe we could use today. It's just just off the cuff.
Okay.
Fly, not just any certain subject. We can just talk about how things are going. What are some of the things you've learned, and like I don't know, just work it out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some of the things you've learned this last couple weeks?
I've learned that sometimes I just don't want to network.
I understand.
But I like it. I do like it, and I enjoy it very much. But so I had a networking meeting last night. Of course, I was being honored by this foundation, yada, yada, yada. But they have multiple events throughout the year. And so one of them was last night, and it was like a luau party at some person's house. And I was like, in a gated community, that type of thing. I was like, this is not going to be my kind of thing at all. It's going to be, very, because some of these you can go to, especially in the richer neighborhoods and stuff like that, and it's very superficial. And if you're not somebody that already has the power, you don't match them. So, but no, it actually turned out really well. So just I don't know, always just throw myself at the wall and be like, oh well, either they're gonna hate me or they're gonna like me a lot.
That's how it should be. I mean, and I think some people when they go to network, they really try to be something that they're not, or they try to be what they think they should be.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to be authentic. It's difficult to go in there and go, this is what I am. We were actually just having that conversation this morning. We were talking about, well, it's more about drinking, but it's the same thing. Is that but you really got to be comfortable with who you are and in your skin.
Yeah.
And you're gonna make mistakes, and some people are gonna judge you poorly, and that's okay.
Yeah, perfectly okay.
Yeah.
So by the end of the night, the owner of the house actually hugged me before I left, and I was like, okay, this turned out pretty well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
good.
yeah. And then this morning, I had another networking thing, just like first thing in the morning, and then so it was a bunch of other marketers getting together. I wasn't really sure what it was. The event wasn't very descriptive online, so I had no idea what to expect. Usually when somebody's inviting a lot of people from a certain industry to come and talk, to network, quote unquote, it's because they have something they're trying to sell you.
Right.
But it wasn't any of that. It was actually, we were playing nice and getting along. It was really cool. So
Excellent. I like hearing things like that.
Yeah. So got carried away with it. But yeah, those are some of the things that I've learned. Is just to continuously, just take the chance, go out there, be yourself, and I don't know, have no expectations.
Right. Well, let the cards fall where they may.
Exactly.
And it's not easy. It's not easy to just be like, okay, this is
No.
who I am. I'm being the best version of me, but this is it. So it doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any fancier. It doesn't get anything. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I also spent the best $15 I've ever spent as far as a business expense in my life. So at the Innovation Hub in North Little Rock, they have an open workspace. What do they call it?
Shared workspace.
Shared workspace. I can never get those words together. Shared workspace area, and it's $15 a month, and you have unlimited free access to the color printers, and it's you go wherever you want, use that table for however.
Nice.
Yeah, it's every time I've gone in there, there's been nobody else in there at all. It's the whole building is just mine, and I'm like, this is crazy. It's I don't know how this business model is going to work out for you, but I would gladly take it up.
They are struggling to come back from COVID because they used to have, before COVID, they had the same space, and actually the rate was a little bit higher. And people used it a lot. There's a lot of people that came in, they would do their 3D printing, and they would do their crafts and the woods and all the different, use the different tools. Well, all that shut down for COVID. And now they're trying to get people to come back like I had my kids in some after-school classes, and there was just a lot of things that they had going on, and they've been slow to come back. So hopefully they grandfather you in at that rate.
I hope so.
Because when people start coming back in, it'll be a little more crowded. Because they got some really cool stuff there.
We really do. I took a tour last week of just like the wood cutting and laser printing and 3D printing and all the stuff that they're doing. It's like, this is awesome. So.
Well, I'm one of those people that I get into my head that I want to make a thing. And then I'm on Amazon going, well, it's only $1,000. I can do that. Because what I need? A wood etcher.
Yeah. You might need a wood etcher.
But if I went in, Cooler Heads Prevail, I just go to the Innovation Hub and etch my one thing that I don't need a wood etcher for. I need a wood etcher for that one thing. Yeah. But I don't need to own the wood etcher.
Oh, so you have a Cricut in there. I also learned how to use a Cricut. So my mom has one, and I went to her house and was just trying to figure it out and made some shirts and stuff. And so it was like...
Yeah, we use that a lot. So we actually, owning that has been a value. But some of those other things, like the 3D printer, how often in my industry am I really needing to 3D print something?
I want one so bad.
I know, but...
You can buy one for like $160 right now.
Yeah, but they've got one that's costs a lot more than that. So you can you can go make...
Well, it depends how big you want to get it and what you want to print with.
But that's, to that point, much like this firm, if you want to get into something, you can go there and try before you buy. Yeah. And then if you make a 3D, ant house and you just love it and you want to go and make more of those and that's your industry, then you can justify spending that much money.
3D ant house, that's where you went. Wow, okay.
I don't know.
That's what you were trying to make.
I know.
Tells me a lot about the things that you have in mind.
I was going to make, in yoga, one of the things that the teachers do is they give these little big coasters or these little things, and they say touch or no touch. So that during yoga, if you don't want a physical assist, you can put this little coaster up that says, please don't touch me, but a nice, not offensive way. So that you're not interrupting the class and you don't have to call anybody out. You just flip it whatever you want. Well, I was thinking about, I have a yoga instructor here, and we were talking about ways to promote. I'm like, that would be cool if we did it with this, and then what if we did it in wood, because wood's natural and blah. And then I got on Amazon, and I'm like, oh, look, that's not expensive, and I'm like, you don't need this. It's not for your business. It's not for your. It doesn't affect your bottom line. I don't have any other use for it than this one project that isn't for me. Don't get the wood etcher.
Got it.
So I didn't. But that's what I was thinking about. I do that a lot. I just dream about all the things I'm going to do if I had 1 million hours extra each day.
Yeah. Well, that would be. Oh my God, it's so
right?
Nice. Yes.
My brain crazy.
I would do a lot. I have a lot more done than what I actually have done. So yeah, I did pop in a few days ago and saw that some of your class is now giving massages that you're teaching.
The school has students, and then the students also partner with Master Massage Learning Institute, partners with Massage Arkansas, because Massage Arkansas is a teaching clinic Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So they actually come in and they do work, some solo, but mostly it's observation and then under instruction. Yeah. They work with clients. And that's one of the interesting things that we do that's different than other schools is most schools are schools. Yeah. And we have hands-on learning from the beginning as opposed to waiting for clinicals, which is where they actually go to give massages. So they're learning assessment, and they're learning in real-world situations how to deal with people and actual conditions and things like that.
Great. Very cool. So are they getting trained in your ways?
Or? Oh, yes. That's the thing, is that you can go anywhere else and learn how to put lotion on people, and that's fine. Yeah. But if you want to learn from my school, you're going to learn my way, and then I'll turn you out in the world as a mini-me. The school I did because I wanted to be able to have another technical option that we don't have in Arkansas, but it's not like I don't want to retire as a school owner. It's not that's not the big money maker. It's more to create better therapists than it is to make a bunch of money with students. Yeah. So there are some schools that are more basically diploma mills. You PM your money, you get your hours, you're done. Yeah. I went in on Tuesday and just laid into them, tell them you're not doing this on time, you're not doing this on time, we need time management, and they're just wide-eyed. I'm like, I'm not going to be nice to you. If you're not taking my name in vain at least once a week, I'm not doing my job because life's hard, and I have high expectations.
You're like a drill sergeant, a massage therapist.
A little bit, yeah.
That's interesting. Okay. Now you need your own reality show.
You know, maybe that's where I'll make my millions.
There it is. They can have like the Super Nanny show and all that stuff. Yeah, you're definitely
hardcore boot camp massage.
Yes. It's awesome. I also found out that when you're trying to just like try to get from the I don't know how to say this, the workforce pool, right? So if you're trying to hire people.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've learned that going to these little networking things that are in public places that aren't just written. So like you can rent out an entire building, right, for your networking event, blah 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 blah. But like the ones that are like in coffee shops, just a certain area, you know what I mean? Those are great for for pulling in talent. I don't know why, but like every time we've done that, like it just happened this morning. We were there talking, and like there was a group of 3 women that were just like sitting at a table looking at all of us, trying to figure out what it was that was going on. And I was like, hey, you know, you can jump on this side of the banister here and like find out what this is all about. We're here, da 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 da. I gave her the whole thing. And one of them was actually going to school with a marketing degree. I was like, okay, great. Well, what do you want to do with that whenever you graduate? She said, I don't know. I want to help people, but I want to do marketing at the same time. And I was like, well, maybe nonprofit. That's great help, and you get to see a direct result of the people that you're helping. I was like, we like to do that too. But I was like, well, here's one of my cards. You know what I mean? Whenever you graduate, yeah, I'd love to just show you how we operate and see if that's something you'd be interested in. You know, so it'd be.
Well, the thing about that is that you're communicating and socializing with people that are able to get out of bed and put on clothes and go to a public place. So that's a self-starter.
Yes.
The public place, as far as being able to interact with other humans, that's another skill that it's hard to put into words on a job application or a job description. So they've already shown you that they can get up on their own, go do something, put themselves out there, and those are really hard qualifications. You don't always get that. If you just go to like one of the online recruiting places, you don't know who you're gonna get.
Indeed and all those, where somebody's just sitting at home and like they apply for things that they never really have true intentions of showing up for, you know. It's like,
well, I mean, and some by design, because in order to keep certain benefits, you have to have proven that you applied for a certain amount of things.
Yes.
And one of the things that people sometimes do is apply for jobs they're not qualified for, so they can prove that they applied for a job, but no, they won't get it.
But nobody's hiring me.
Bummer. Yeah. I couldn't get that brain surgeon job.
Underqualified. So that's I don't know. I just can't understand that type of mentality. I'm just always been the person where I've got to be doing stuff. I can't sit still, and I've got to go do stuff. You know, and start seeing a difference in building and designing.
I joke with my sister all the time. I'm like, we should just sell the business and go sit in the hot tub and just drink. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, I'd be good for that for about 2 days. And then I'd be like, you know what? I bet you we could make a business out of it.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking, always creating, always trying to put more value in the world, and it's just my brain.
So my wife and I have two very, very different ways of taking a vacation. We will book the same place. We're staying in the same room at the same hotel. Her very first thing she does is she sets up the hotel room to be outfitted for her, so where it's easy living, and you know there's snacks over here, the clothes are over here, and everything's all situated. And then she jumps in bed and it's time to go to sleep. And I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, there's a whole city to explore here, you know? And she's like, nope, that's you and Mel, our daughter. She's like, you and Mel's thing. You go do that. And I was like, oh my goodness. I didn't rent a hotel in a different location just so I could just sit in the hotel. And I was like, I can do that anywhere.
I can sleep at home,
Yeah, so I definitely have to get out and just go see, you know, what's the city like? What are some of the things that are going on as far as events and like interesting buildings and architecture, and I always look for like the creepier stuff, you know, the condemned buildings and stuff like that. Like I don't know. So we have two very different ways of.
So if you were to go to a coffee shop, you wouldn't meet your wife as a potential employee.
No. Yeah, I wouldn't unless like somebody had just drug her there. You know. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So being still is not my skill set.
Yeah, no, I can do still, but it's like I'm 102 or stop. It's not. There's no in between. I can't just coast. So when I'm current and awake and focused and not focused, but just brain's going, constantly thinking, constantly coming up with trying to solve problems,
Yeah.
Connecting the dots, pulling strings together,
Yeah.
and then there's couch me that just lays there. And then couch me turns into sleep me, and then wakes up and is now awake me.
I don't do that if I'm sick. If I'm sick, I'll lay down and I'll, whatever, begrudgingly take medicine and go to sleep. But, other than that, I'm always trying to take my calendar and be like, okay, what can I fill all these time slots with? Lots of different things. And so, like tomorrow, I'm going to an awards thing for leadership council in North Little Rock, but that's not until 5. But then the Arkansas Arts Council invited me to come out with they're painting a mural on 8th and Main. There's a wall there on the corner, and we're going to be out there.
Nice.
So yeah, from like 9 o'clock until 5, just painting a mural out there.
Very cool.
I love looking out these windows and seeing the different artwork that's on the buildings and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I would love to be part of one of those. That'd be great. Never done a mural before. I'm used to like acrylic painting on canvas, but I've never done a full mural on a wall.
Nice.
So.
No, that'd be fun. I'll probably see that because I work tomorrow, but
Yeah.
but I won't be on the mural thing. I'll just probably drive by like I'm tired going home and go find that couch I talked about.
Find a couch? Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, I'm done, so.
Yeah, for sure. So, any other big, huge things that have been going on with you? Differences, ways you're running your business differently?
No, I've been working on my my business plan, updating that, trying to figure out where we're going in the future, what the next steps are. It's been fluid ever since I started my business. And you get an idea, like, okay, I'm going to open a business, and this is what my plan is. And then 6 months later, you're like, yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You regroup and you replan.
Yeah.
So it's something we revisit. We try to revisit once a year, sometimes a little more often depending on what circumstances come up. And we've just been revisiting that, trying to figure out, what the end goal is, where I'm going to be in 5 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
And now we've added the school, which was a dream for a while, but after we moved in here, it became a reality. We have been we're actually working on trying to streamline some of our marketing. Okay. We've got a new employee that's been working, and she's awesome.
Good.
Heather, yeah. So we've been getting her up to speed on things. So just getting through.
Helping out in marketing, as in
doing it. I mean,
just doing it.
Yeah.
Posting,
yeah.
Yes, okay.
It's because we have a app that we all share that we can throw things into, and so I'll throw ideas in there, but that's as far as it ever gets. So I need someone to take that idea and actually put it into a social somewhere. And
so what do you use for that?
Band.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know we have a band channel for this, and I'm like, I always forget to use it because nobody else uses that. So.
It's helpful for me because I have one for the office, and I have one for the students, and I have one for just different things, and it gives me all my notifications, and I can upload to it. I can put video. I mean, it's really streamlined as far as being able to put a bunch of different things. I can do quizzes. For the students. I can do lots of stuff like that. I use it for attendance, and I don't have to worry about it contradicting other people's apps because not many people use it.
Yeah.
So if you have Google Classroom, well, you may have Google Classroom for something else, and that can be confusing sometimes because Google's not really good at letting you do more than one thing.
Yeah.
So I thought about having, because I've actually had that problem. I went to a yoga teacher training. They wanted to do Google Classroom, and I had other Google Classrooms, and they were really getting confused. So I wanted to use an app that had all the functionality that I wanted, but at the same time, not everybody was using.
Yeah.
So Band works really well for that.
All right. Good.
I mean, it'll probably, hopefully, because it was a newer app when I started using it, it will get more traction and they'll do well and keep making updates and it'll be awesome. But right now, it's...
Well, it used to be like GroupMe, and then now it's, I use, a lot of my groups use Slack to communicate with, and Band is one of those other ones that are just in there. They're going to try to find who their market is, what I mean? So that's one of those things. It's like, what's the OnlyFans? I'm just saying Band is like OnlyFans. What is it like in the same way? How you hear talking in casual conversations, so you know what OnlyFans is, right?
I did. Interestingly enough, I didn't until I did. I was like, whoa, that's a thing?
Yeah.
I mean, I live in a bubble. What can I say?
So that's how you know what OnlyFans is. But the marketing, if you ever see the commercials or anything that they put out, it's supposed to be for musicians and artists to have the exclusive, but their fans get to come in and get exclusive content.
If you let people run the show, they are going to go
they're gonna turn
badly
to porn
every
time.
time.
about we use this new technology for porn?
Right?
Yeah.
So there's a show called Vision Quest. And it was one season. I think they're actually going to try a second one. It came out during COVID.
Okay.
And it's super cute. It's about this game company and the people, the developers and the owner and all the different things about the game company. And at one point, this girl designs a shovel.
Mythic Quest.
Mythic Quest. Okay, I was wrong.
Yes.
Close.
Yes.
So,
I love that show.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the shovel.
Yes.
TTD.
Yes.
Yes, it's a thing.
Oh my God! That show is so great. It's hilarious.
I love the Rube Goldberg thing at the end when they did the Zoom. That was hilarious. Yeah. I actually recorded it, and that's on my computer, and I show it to my clients all the time. Like, this is so funny.
Starts way up the top. Yeah, that's awesome. Feel like I was going to say something there.
Yeah.
And it's blanked on. Yeah. So.
Humans, porn, it's a thing.
Yeah. So yeah. I was gonna tell you, there's something else out there that I've been using, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. So like, if you're like running out of creative ideas,
hey, I have 4 seconds to spare. What do you got?
If you're at the bottom of the barrel, desperate, so there's something that these programmers built. Mm-hmm. I guess they're programmers, but you know what GitHub is? GitHub's like a free online resource where you can build something like an app or whatever mm-hmm. it is that you want to build, and you can host it there.
Okay.
And then have access to it for free. You know, anybody can access that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, somebody made an AI that's super popular right now. It's called DALL-E, so DALL-E.
Mm-hmm.
The only way I can explain it is that, okay, so there's a text box.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you start with. And you put whatever words. You want to put a bat in a hat, or if you want to say, the Batman hanging Christmas ornaments, whatever it is. You put whatever you want in there,
mm-hmm.
and it scours the internet and sees what a Batman is, sees what Christmas is, what are some of the common things that Christmas has, and it generates photos of that. You'll have I think 9 different photos that it makes completely from scratch.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That doesn't exist anywhere else on the internet.
That is a rabbit hole that I'm going to be in.
Oh, man. The best part is going on Twitter and watching the DALL-E fails where people put in the craziest stuff where it's like Gandalf selling plants. It's hilarious. That's the whole I go find. TikTok, it's the same way for this. I'm just going down the Twitter feed, seeing what everybody else made, and it's hilarious. Oh, my God.
That's funny. I know what my afternoon's going to consist of.
Yeah. But I was thinking, I don't know, maybe if you were trying to, incorporate a logo that has 2 crazy things that don't usually go together.
Mm-hmm. Well, my brain's already going because I do a lot of my school content. I do after hours. I make it into a video, either a PowerPoint or something else like that. Yeah. And sometimes I'm looking for the right image to put on there. Yeah. And I'm like, there we go. I need scapula with a broom. I can just do that.
Yeah, scapula with a broom. It'll show you what that looks like. It
mm-hmm.
won't look perfect. It doesn't look great. And some of it looks just horrifying because faces it doesn't do too well.
Uh-huh.
And so sometimes you'll have a mouth where an eye socket's supposed to be, and it's nightmare fuel.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's why they're so great.
DALL-E, I'm in.
Yes. I'll have to send you that link. I'm sure you'll enjoy that. Definitely. So yeah, I don't know. Next week, I'm sure we'll have an actual subject. I just wanted to catch up a little bit on what are we doing?
Yeah,
how's everything's growing?
That's part of it. Part of it is the day-to-day, the weird things that happen. You start thinking about every day kind of runs together, and they all seem the same. But if you stop and you step back a little bit, you do have interesting things. You've got DALL-E, you've got networking, you've got all these different little things that actually do happen, which is nice to kind of reminisce on.
Yeah, for sure.
I enjoyed it.
All right, well, great. If you don't have anything else?
I'm good, yeah.
No, good, okay. Well, if you are listening to this on an Omni podcast, you can also find us on YouTube by searching for the Healthy Business Podcast. Mm-hmm. If you are a video watcher, you can also listen to us on any of the audio distribution, whatever you call it, podcasting. Yeah, all the pods go.
Or people cast the pods.
They cast the pods and they get caught by things that you can listen to them on. Yes.
Now we're going to put that into DALL-E. Podcasting.
Podcasting. Oh, I like that. It's just like little peas being thrown
right? I was imagining.
All right. Well, until next time, you want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye, and keep your business healthy.